Right then folks, we're here at the start. Those of you that are familiar with this area, see I'm at the start of the West Island Way. It's a 30 odd mile footpath that runs from the south to north of the island. I'm going to give it a go to try and do it in a wanna. Obviously carrying my back, everything I need. I'm going to take it nice and steady. I know there'll be some stupid reports out there, people running it and all sorts, but aiming for about 15-16 hours. Let's see how we go. It's a beautiful day for it at the moment anyway. So the first section of the West Island Way obviously hugs the south eastern edge or coast of the island. It's this type of stuff, just scrambling, very minor, a bit rocky underfoot, narrow paths, hugging the edge of the island. And the first iconic image, if you like, it's not the Sydney Harbour Bridge or Big Ben. It's the lighthouse right on the southern edge of the island. And let's have a look what we've got. We've got a couple of miles, we've got about a mile and a half in. If you're heading south to north on the route, you have to come right the way down to the south to pretty much here before you then start your journey north. It's going to be a bit of a nagging headwind heading north. 28 miles of headwind, but at the moment there's no rain, so that's good. So there's the lovely lighthouse. And maybe a good opportunity to give a bit of a shout out at this stage to two helpers who are on my shoulder for this day's walk. That's Mr. Stuart Walker, IT teacher at Rothesay Joint Campus, and his lovely wife Kirsty, and also Michael Murray of Bute FM, and Michael's lovely wife Jean. She has a memorial stone just up here in the ground, right overlooking the lighthouse. Fantastic spot. And I know that Michael, Stuart and Kirsty are fully on this old boy's shoulder as he has a wander around the West Island Way. Hi guys, so this is right at the southern tip of Bute. The Isle of Arran in the distance, big cargo liner out at sea, and the gorse in full bloom. Pretty decent sky. And that wind's dropped a little bit, but then I am descending a bit lower. Blaines Hill there, guys. Blaines Hill, where the bike and I were a few weeks ago. Just heading now towards Blaine's Chapel and the ruins. Blaine's Chapel. Right on the southwestern edge of Bute. Heading obviously north now into that little bit of a tricky wind. So we're pushing back up towards Killchattan Bay, which is the first loop. This next bit goes down towards the gate just in front, and then up that hill to the top of the well, not quite the top of the hill in front. The hill in front is the final trig point that I went to with the bike yesterday, and the West Island Way skirts around the edge of that lump and then descends into Killchattan. Good, so far so good. Grazing on some food, taking water on board. Yesterday, and the climb of that hill on the bike obviously ate into one's reserves of energy, so we'll see a bit later today how we get on. So that's the first loop, if you like, finished. It basically loops the south end of the island and back to Killchattan Bay. There's Killchattan Bay in the village of. This path now continues quite flat to the coast to Bute Golf Club, and then it cuts up and inland over some moorland towards Rothesay itself. Again, blue sky, nice enough day. So I'm enjoying it, guys. Some cracking pictures so far as well. I'll add them as still images after each of these little video clips. Some footpath restoration obviously going on here as I stride across it. For people watching this in years to come, you'll be able to think, I remember seeing that old fella from Derbyshire in England walk the West Island Way, and that path was just being resurfaced. So here we are with the old windsock and Bute airfield, believe it or not. Oh, and a hare galloping across the runway, although that would have been very hard for you guys to pick out. Yeah, Bute have got an airfield with a manual how to use this airfield, and little crib cards to help people do the right thing. And then we're going to head towards Bute Golf Course. Just past Bute Golf Club, running on the west coast, making inland moves now towards Rothesay. Going up past McAllister's Farm. Those on Bute will be familiar with McAllister's Farm, infamous for their milk. And they've got a very decent young sportsman in their ranks as well. Okay, about another, 7 miles to Rothesay. So after turning left past McAllister's Farm, you do turn onto a road section for about 300 yards. Obviously you walk towards the oncoming traffic, and it's not a busy road, nothing at all to worry about, but obviously poor visibility, etc, etc, please be aware. And then 300-400 yards after the farm, after you've turned onto the road, you turn right at this junction here. Now it's quite tucked away as the signpost, so it could be quite easy to miss. So from turning off the road, the West Island Way path just climbs gradually. Nothing too excessive. Very good underfoot conditions today at least. Obviously this time of the year the bluebells are out, and you've got the late spring colours. Hi. Climbing up to the trig point there, you just see it in the grass at 11 o'clock. Come from over the yonder, about 4 or so miles now to go into Rothesay, and that should be pushing towards the halfway stage. So 20 miles to go. That's where we started. We were right way down there, the town of Killchattan. Yes, the bike has been to this trig, by the way. Familiar territory here now, very much so. Just walking up past Loch Ascog on the right towards the junction of the road, where if you turn right on that road you drop down past the Rothesay Joint Campus and school. Over in the distance up there is the golf course. That's Rothesay Golf Course. There are 3 golf courses on the island. And I'm going to rendezvous with one of the lads from work in a minute, Stewie, who's going to get me some water, and I can what's the word I'm looking for? Refuel my water pouch. Right, more later. Thanks. All good so far. Let's give a face shot. Okay, over there in the distance is the school. That's Rothesay Joint Campus. A hive of activity on normal days. But normal days. So, and that's Rothesay over there in the distance. And in the distance there is the man himself with a bottle of Highland Spring that he's bringing for me. What a man, Mr. Stuart Walker, who himself is running a marathon in only a matter of weeks. Thank you, Stewie. How are you? He is a man of few words, bless him. Right, let's keep ploughing on. Nice little section, just cutting across the edge of Rothesay town itself. This brings you out on a little bit of a road, and then it's up past Skip refuge centre, and then right along some more tracks similar to this before dropping down to Port Bannatyne. So we're just about to descend into Port Bannatyne. It's come up on a number of the other videos I know that have on this YouTube channel. If you are enjoying this, please subscribe and activate the bell so you get notifications when this old fella uploads. Like I say, the uploads will probably go to one a week, but one day at a time and all that. Okay, so the route from Rothesay to here is pretty straightforward. A little bit of road walking, but these kind of trails, open moorland, normally it's been both sides. Bit of deforestation taking place over there. Hopefully some afforestation will result as a result of that deforestation. Afforestation, for the non-geographers amongst you, is the planting of trees. So this descends down to the port. The port should signal around just over halfway. So as I record this, I've got about 14-15 miles in. So yeah, progress is good. I'm a bit ahead of where I thought I would be, to be honest. Difficult not to be with such lovely weather. Been stopping for food and pictures. Okay, Port Bannatyne. So just up that little road there is the Port Bannatyne Golf Club. Very hilly. I'm heading down here. There's the water down there. Just up in the distance where the white house is on the hill, that's where the descent and the finish of the route is later on. I've just got to go basically around the top end of the island now. So that's nice to see that white house, and that signifies like pretty much the finish. Okay, more later. Go heading towards Ettrick Bay. Ettrick Bay, beautiful little tea rooms. It's only, I don't know, 200 or 300 yards further on, and then you'd obviously have to retrace from the tea rooms to get back en route. Anybody wishing to do this route, you get slabs of cake, anything you want in there, very well looked after. As I do this, we're during the coronavirus, COVID-19, and you can exercise now unlimited amounts a day. So yours truly decided to do a 31-mile footpath walk. But that said, there are no real amenities that are open, so it's a case of for me carrying everything with me. Not quite the kitchen sink. That's back down to the port, and this loops around, this does. It's an old tramway, and just takes you off the road. Thank you so much for watching this, guys. Hope you're enjoying it as much as I am walking it. It really is a fantastic route. Such contrasting the countryside from the moorland of the south, the rocky coastline, to the arable farmland, and then I'm about to hit some serious moorland in a bit. So progress being made. Just these like little scissor gates along the tramway. We're heading up towards that farm up there in a moment as we turn right off this tramway path. So yeah, just a bit further on, guys, is Ettrick Bay, as I've mentioned earlier in the last little clip. If you are doing this in normal times, then get yourselves in there and fill your boots, because the team in there, another sponsor actually, they sponsored the children that did the 24-hour swim at the school in February. They provided them with massive chocolate gâteau and cake and stuff. It was amazing. But yeah, so we're down towards Ettrick Bay now. About 10 to 11 miles to go. So I'm around the 20-mile mark at the moment. I'll take you down to the junction, and we will turn right and head further north on a little single track road together. Both ways, stop, look and listen. Okay, so that's a road section right the way up from Ettrick Bay as you turn off that old tramway line that's been renovated beautifully into a footpath, cycle path. Yeah, first little glitch, little toe blister, snap, crackle and pop. And it's rather uncomfortable, so obviously that's going to slow progress. Just fired some deep heat into it. I don't know whether that's going to... It was a bit of a shock to the system, so it can't be a bad thing. Anyway, we'll see how that goes. About 9 miles to go. But yeah, a bit of a troublesome left little toe. Right, keep ploughing along this road. I know for a fact in about a mile this road becomes a footpath, and it's undulating then right the way up to, I'm not even going to try and pronounce the name, Ruburdock, the small ferry that takes people backwards and forwards to Collintrave. Anyway, so it drops down through a forest. I'll come back to you guys then. We just say hello. Hello guys. Little toe, not good, but otherwise all very good. Okay, progress. Still heading north up from off the road now. That road section from Ettrick Bay turn off, you've got a couple of miles there on the road past a few farms, then eventually it cuts onto across some farmers' fields. One of the other videos on YouTube of a guy that wild camped this. This is the area he chose to pitch up for the night. This is about the 21 mile point, probably just a bit more. The old little toe's fine, just trying to like cancel that out, the old noddle. I have to say, anybody doing this in the future, the signposting is absolutely superb. you're following the way markers all the way. There's not been any section so far where the sign markers leave a bit to be desired. It's a very straightforward route to follow. Okay, more a bit later. I'll probably give you an update next from within the forest. That's the forest that backs onto the small ferry terminal. Pushing towards the right at the top end now, the northern end, into that forest, and then when I leave the forest it's up and over Windy Hill and finish. The forest, eventually through here you drop down to the small ferry across the Collintrave. Right, should have an hour or so in this forest I think before it emerges ready for the final climb up and over Windy Hill. Hello! So we're in the forest, or at least we're in a bit of an exposed part at the moment. Nice little shelter. I'm tempted to go and get some snap in there. But I'm going to press for a little bit more. I know where there's some little picnic tables tucked away down by a little stream in the forest down the bottom end of the so I'm going to go and I'll get something to eat then, ready for that last push up and over Windy Hill. The blister's holding up, I'm holding up. Couldn't have done it without the backup and the support from Stewie Walker, Diane, Andy Sterling, Ellen, Ron, Michael Murray, and the list goes on and on. And the support that they've given, like messages and stuff, brilliant. Thank you very much indeed, guys. Obviously, anyone coming to Bute to do this, do it in 2 days. Camp, fill your boots like I said at Ettrick Bay, enjoy it, do it leisurely. I've not hammered it, and I know for a fact there'll be loads of people out there that could, like, they'll just jog around this like, what's all the fuss? But there's some challenging sections, and it's not to be underestimated. Okay, I'm going to press on, and I'll see you guys probably a bit later on in the forest. Okay, just having a bit of a breather. About 4.5 miles to do, so I was about 27 miles. Just starting to rain, so gonna get the old jacket on. It's just a little bit of like a fine drizzle at the minute. Yeah, I think, especially with what I've got coming up, I've got to go up and over the moor, over Windy Hill, which is the highest point on Bute. So nice easy finish, yeah. Anyway, be alright. Just gonna take my time up and over the hill, and but yeah, I'm gonna get wrapped up ready for it, because I think it's gonna be pretty windy and wet. Now, don't get me wrong, if you do this over 2 days, this forest section, I'm sure, is lovely. But at the end of a 1-day walk of this, it drags. Anyway, I've got to start climbing soon to the top of Windy Hill, which is open moorland, and I look forward to that very much. So pushing through the forest, the last section before the climb of Windy Hill. Still, the West Island Way continues to be really well marked. Footpath signs showing the way. I've had some rain. Last few miles to go. The toe seems to be fine, having had deep heat fired into it. Random, but anyway, let's enjoy this open moorland together. So over that hill and over another one, and then we're pretty much downhill to the Port Bannatyne and finish. Okay guys, so that's the West Island Way in a day, pretty much done. We're up the top here at Windy Hill. I hope you can hear me. In the distance, Port Bannatyne and Rothesay. I'm way ahead of schedule. About 11 hours. 11 hours start to finish. So I'll report back again right at the official finish, which is in Port Bannatyne. But thanks for watching. Subscribe, get the notifications bell on your own YouTube channel. Be proactive. Gee, I sound like Boris Johnson. That is really bad. Whew. So that's the West Island Way done in 1 day. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I really, really, really do. Hope you have a look at the other videos on the YouTube channel. Lots of them are with my bike. So please subscribe and click the old bell that gets you notifications every time I'll upload something. What a day. Just brilliant. Really, really, really lovely. Some rain, but a good solid 30 odd miles. And I feel fine. Feel absolutely fine. I had a bit of an issue with my little toe, bit of a blister, but I fired some deep heat and put some Savlon around that. But yeah, all good. All good. Beautiful day. Okay, more soon. Thank you again for watching. Bye bye.